All right. If you are watching this video, then congratulations. That means you have successfully passed the NREMT examination. So the next logical step now is to actually get your state certification. Since I'm based in California, we're going to focus primarily on the process if you were a prospective EMT in California, but I can't really see the process being that different in any other state. So hopefully this is kind of could be at least a guide for you. But you're going to essentially go to a specific county in which you want to get certified. Now, it doesn't matter, at least in California, what county you decide to go through, whether it's LA County, Orange County, Kern County, Ventura County. The process is just to get your actual state card. So you're gonna be able to work anywhere in the state of California as an EMT. So first step is to actually go to the county EMS agency of of whatever you're trying to go, whatever state you're in or wherever location you are in California. I'm going to be focusing primarily on Los Angeles County, but I will provide a link to the different agencies and the different county agencies in the description of this video just to have you have some idea of where to go. But pretty much you can just do a quick Google search, type in whatever county you're in, and EMT application, and that should point you in the right direction. But for now, let's kind of go step by step on how to actually get your state license or state certification, rather. So again, we're going to the LA County Health Services of Los Angeles County, and if a quick Google search again would lead us straight to here. This essentially is the overview of everything you need for not only your initial certification, but your recertification, which you have to do every 2 years. So there's a lot of good information right here. It's kind of step by step on how to go through the process. If we just open it up, it's a couple pages, but again, it breaks it all down a little bit more. Even has some of the local EMS agencies if you're not in LA County. But we're going to kind of go back from that and we're going to dive right into the actual application. So you would click on the initial certification application, okay? But again, every 2 years you have to recertify, and then you would click on this certification. But I already have it kind of all set up so we can kind of streamline this process. So let's go to the initial certification for LA County, but again, this is going to be for the entire state. As you can see, let's kind of go through every section of this application. Just again, if you're can easily go through an application, you can kind of just follow along, pay the fee, get all this documentation together, and then mail it in. You're good to go. But if you need a little bit more reassurance that you're doing the right things, this is what I'm here for. Now for LA County, the initial certification fee is going to be $190. I will say that is probably the most expensive one in the state, because I know some of them are like more closer to 130, but it's up to you on which county you want to go through. But we're going to stick with LA County. So to actually pay that fee, we can actually pay online now. That's something new that they came out with in the past couple of years. But you can send in a check or a money order that is payable to the Los Angeles County Department of Health Services. But I recommend just doing the online payment. All you have to do is click on this little button here where it says online payment. There's also another link on that main page that we just saw. But if you click on that, it's going to just pop it up. All you have to do is fill out some information. And then right here, you do have to pay for a recertification as well, but this is going to be your initial certification. And again, it comes out to $190. You'll hit continue and then just go through that payment process. At the end of that process, you're going to get an invoice. You want to print that out and then add it to your application. So you want to actually send that in during your application process. All right, perfect. Let's zoom in just a little bit. So that'd be step one, is just to actually pay for the certification, but you still need to submit this application or else you're not going to get your card. Once this is all said and done, you have two options. You can mail in the application or you can actually go hand deliver it. I always recommend just mailing it in. If you want to hand deliver it, just make sure to call ahead and try to schedule an appointment. That way you're not driving however far for nothing. But let's kind of go through it. So we want your legal last name, first name, middle initial, your social security number, your address, birth date, city, state, zip code, phone number, and email address. Perfect. What's your gender, your race? So basically just demographic information. Very simple, straightforward. Your employer, if you are currently employed as an EMT, unlikely since this is your first, your initial certification. So I would imagine you're not, unless there's an entity that hired you with just your NREMT, with the hopes that you're going, or with the idea that you're going to get your state license next. That is a real possibility. Then you'd put their information right here. Now, this is the most important aspect, your requirements. So this is the things that you need to actually make copies of, put it all in a big manila envelope, and then mail it off. So let's kind of go step by step what those requirements are. So first up is your course completion certificate. Okay, and this certificate is specific for whatever EMT program that you graduated from. So at the end of the course, once you pass the psychomotor exams, the cognitive exams, you should have gotten a course completion certificate. So I'm going to show you the one that I give to my students, or at least it was an older version of it. So let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. And that's this guy. So it has the school or whatever program you're affiliated with. It's going to have your name right here. Again, certificate of completion. So this is not an actual EMT certificate. This just says you successfully passed the program. It'll say EMT, it'll say paramedic, whatever your certification is, how many hours your program is, when was it awarded, and then down here is very important. It has kind of a breakdown, but it specifically should state that you have training on naloxone, epinephrine, glucometry, and then the tactical casualty care principles. So your program might have it all in one in the course certificate, or they might have a secondary certificate stating that you successfully completed that training as well. And that is a Title 22 requirement. So all EMT programs should put you through that training so you meet the standards for certification. So for my students, all you have to do is send this single form in, and that covers the basis for the course completion and then all that extra training. So just make sure whatever program you have that your course certificate says all of that, or you have that secondary cert that says it. Perfect. So this is where, so that was that course completion certificate. Make a copy of it. You don't need to send in the, well, let's see, I was provide from, yeah, so you don't need to send in the actual original. Just make a copy of it and that'll be fine. Then you have the required training. So that's what we just talked about, the epinephrine, glucometer, and the naloxone. That could be a separate cert for you. For my students, it's going to be the same cert. So you don't need to make two copies of it. It's just that one cert will cover both. Perfect. Now, your NREMT card. So once you've successfully passed the NREMT, you're going to get your big certificate in the mail. They don't want that. Okay, you can make a copy of that and send it in, but what they're really looking for is just the NREMT card. Okay, and that looks just like this guy. You're gonna to get access to this, you just log into your NREMT account, so nremt.org, put in your account information, and then once you successfully pass it, you'll have access to this certification. You also have certification to that full sheet, like kind of like a diploma looking thing. You have access to that as well, but this is what you're looking for. It'll have your name here, your registry number, the expiration date, which is going to be 2 years from whenever you got your you passed the exam, and the provider level, which will be EMT. So you're going to print that out, boom, put it in the application. So now we're done with that. Now, your BLS for healthcare provider. This has to be valid for 3 months past the certification date. Okay, so pretty much from now, from when you're making your application, it has to be valid for an additional 3 months. Okay, now typically American Heart Association is the gold standard, so make sure it's the basic life support, the BLS healthcare provider certification, and that looks just like this one right here. You'll have, again, once you complete that course, your instructor, you'll get sent an email from the American Heart Association basically stating, hey, claim your e-card. Once you do that, you'll have access to this full sheet certification, and then you have the opportunity to print out a little wallet size card. Either one is fine. All you have to do is print it out and send that copy in as well. I know I don't want to, I don't quote me on this, but it depends on the county. Some will take American Red Cross, BLS healthcare provider. There's some other third party places, but American Heart Association, the one I always kind of push and back. So that's one I recommend. But again, look at what your county will actually accept, and you can go with that. So now once you, again, print that out, boom, you're done with that. Then a government issued ID, there's only three acceptable ones. You have your driver's license, your state ID card, or a passport. So again, make this very easy. Boom, California, this is straight from the DMV. This is a driver's license. All you have to do, again, you don't need to send in your physical driver's license, just a copy of it. Or let's say you don't have your driver's license yet, you'll eventually need to get it. But if you have just a regular identification card, that is also fine. And then, of course, you can just do your passport. Um, you can either take a picture or copy of the inside of your passport, okay, not the outside, the inside with all your pertinent demographic information, or you get a little passport card. And again, this is from the I don't know what it was got this from, but either passport card or the inside of your actual passport. So once you got that, the live scan. Now this is really specific to whatever county you are going through. So us in LA County, I'm going to show you that one. If you're going to Kern County, Orange County, Ventura County, you need to get the live scan for that specific county. If you're going to start working in LA County, but then you want to go somewhere else, you're going to have to go through that live scan process again. But let me show you what that is. And again, all of this stuff I'm showing you for my LA County people, it's all right here. It's all broken down in these little links. All you have to do is read them and go through it. And the same can be said for any other county. You just go to their website and it's all laid out for you. You just have to kind of take some time to navigate through. But this is a very important part, okay, the live scan. So the form specifically is right here. So this is the live scan form that you need to get, you need to fill out, and then the live scan people will fill it out. And this is all about Department of Justice background check. So you're going to get your fingerprints taken. And if you're just starting out in the medical field, you're going to do a lot of live scans. Unfortunately, it's not just you do it once and it's you're in the system. Every single new employer is going to want a new one. And so it's a process. So you're going to fill out this pertinent information right here. Again, last name, first name, any aliases you go by, all this information in the middle, that's all you. This bottom part is going to be filled out by the live scan people. Okay, now these are just anybody can really become a live scan service representative type of thing. It's just like becoming a notary or whatnot. But now you might be asking, all right, where do I go to get a live scan? There are so many places. I'm sure in your area, you can either, one way you could do it, you could just Yelp live scan and something will pop up. You can Google it. But I do recommend going to at least, I'm not sure, I can't speak for every county, but I know LA County, we have a little link to all the different locations. So if you just click on that, and this is from the actual state. So your specific county should have a link that goes to the same exact spot. So if you just scroll down, boom, you can pick whatever county you're in. Once again, we're Los Angeles. And now you can start scrolling down and you'll see it has the list of all the different live scan places available. But this is Los Angeles County, so it's very broad. But it does have like the fees, the contact information, email, phone numbers. So find one that's close to you, and then make sure you get the price. Okay, so when you contact them, say, hey, explain your situation. You're an EMT application, just need to get live scan, get fingerprints. They should be able to accommodate you. It's the process only takes about 10 minutes to actually get all your fingerprints taken, but just make sure you know the cost up front, because there are places that they won't tell you the price, and all of a sudden they're going to charge you 120 bucks, 130 bucks. As you can see here, right, it's $35. Now I'm sure this hasn't been updated in a kind of minute because these, inflation, these prices have gone up. But typically speaking, in my history of doing this in the past 20 years, the lowest has been like $50. The average is about 75. A couple of times people have taken me for a ride, got like 120, but once they've already completed the whole thing, you kind of, it just is what it is. So make sure you find out how much it actually costs. But again, it takes like 10 minutes, you're in and out. But they're gonna give you two copies of that, and just you keep one for your records. The other one, you're gonna put it into your application. So now your live scan is completed. Additional requirement out of state. So again, if you had a state certification somewhere else, this would be where you would also make a copy of it. But again, this is for our initial certification, so it doesn't really apply. Then there's a couple little background disclosures. Have you ever been arrested or convicted of any felony or misdemeanor offense in California or in any other state? If it's a yes, you do have to provide a bunch of that documentation. It doesn't mean it's going to necessarily disqualify you from becoming an EMT. There could just be more hoops you have to jump through to get certification. But there are certain criminal offenses that will unfortunately bar you from becoming an EMT. So hopefully your EMT instructor discussed that prior to your situation, and then you went through a background check, so your instructor knew beforehand before you kind of successfully completed this program. But again, just talk with your instructor. You can also just call your county agency if you do have a question on that, and they can answer those questions if you don't mind talking about it with them. Have you ever had a certification? Again, just answer all these based on your own, history, and you're good to go. Go ahead and make sure to sign and date. Don't forget that, or else they're gonna just throw away your application. Some counties will actually email you and say, "Hey, some for clarity and clarity's sake," but some won't even acknowledge you. This last part is just going to be for that county agency, so don't worry about that. So once again, let's go ahead and recap everything that you need. Again, it's a very simple procedure. Once you get past, you've done the hard part. You pass the course, you pass NREMT. Now it's all about just paying the fees and then submitting all the documentation that you've already pretty much completed, or it's easy to get. It's more just a formality at this point. But again, doesn't matter what county you're in, this is the step. You pay for your fee. Okay, every state, every county, every state, you're going to have some type of certification fee. Go ahead and pay that. For LA County, just pay it online. It's going to be the easiest, most efficient and quickest way. Otherwise, you have to write a check, which I don't know if you guys have checks anymore, or go get a money order from the bank. If you do the online, just make sure to print out the receipt, and then you're going to put it into your packet. Fill out this demographic information. Awesome. Course completion cert. Got it. Required training. So auto injector EpiPen, glucometer, Narcan. Got it. NREMT card, BLS CPR card, government ID, live scan. Fill out the rest of this application, sign it, print it out. Awesome. Now you're going to go ahead and put this all in a manila envelope. Okay, that's just one of those large envelopes. It could be white, but just a large envelope. For LA County, you're going to, again, right in the center, right in Los Angeles County EMS Agency, Office of Certification, and then all the address. Okay, in the top left corner of the envelope, that's where you do your return address. So you'll put your first and last name and then your address. So just in case for some reason you didn't put enough postage or whatnot, it will return to sender type situation. What I always recommend doing is once you have all this put into your envelope, go to the post office, go weigh it in one of the automated machines, or go talk to the actual the clerks at the post office, and they'll weigh it, and then you can send it off that way. That way, there's no issues with the amount of postage you're supposed to put on there. I do recommend getting a not insurance, but tracking on it, just so you know it made it to its destination. Especially if you're putting in a money order, because again, only that specific entity can cash that money order, but still, you want to make sure it's on its way to the appropriate spot. So yeah, I hope that was beneficial in some way. I hope that actually helped kind of clear some cloudiness, if you will. Like I said, I will be posting in the description of the video the links to the other agencies and at least nearby ones. I probably won't go too far north in California, but again, a quick Google search of whatever county you're in with EMT application, that'll kind of get you into the right direction. Again, congratulations on making it to this point. I'm really excited for you and excited to see where your career goes. So until next time, good luck out there.